there for yourself, and all you need is yourself is enough. And the only people you can rely on is yourself to get through life. And to an extent, that is true, but I am completely alone. Let me tell you, as someone who has no family to help me, I have no safety net. If I were to get very ill or extremely injured or anything like that, I have no one. I am completely alone. If I need help paying a bill, if I get behind, there is no one. Life is getting increasingly difficult, and human beings need community. Human beings need support. Human beings need a safety net. And I have none of that. And every day is getting harder and harder to get through. Waking up in the morning is starting to feel like a curse rather than a blessing. Day in and day out, I've been saying, okay, I have myself, and I go to work. I pay my bills as best as I can. I do everything for myself. I am completely self-sufficient, and it is so hard, because if I just want to be hugged, if I just want someone to hug me, I don't have someone to hug me. A hug. I don't even have that.
We're not saying don't chase your career. We're not saying don't be successful. What we're saying is you need to learn how to balance the same way we have to. When we outside, we can't be the same person when we walk in that house that we was outside. We wolves outside. We out there chasing it, getting it out. We cutting throats to get what need to be done to take care of this household. That's who we are outside. But when we walk in that house, adaptations have to be made. I can't come in the house and talk to you and move like I move when I'm outside, right? So if we can adapt, why can't y'all? Or why is it that y'all feel like y'all got to give up everything or so much just to adapt to be in a relationship when we do it every single day?
This is a real thing I've heard both men and women speak on. Men want that bossy attitude to be tapered off by the time you get home. And women say they find it hard to balance that out. But I think it's more of a respect thing. And the women that can balance it well have much respect for their man. They understand their impact on the relationship, and they simply want to see everything through and do the best they can. The women that find it hard, from the surface to deep down, they have a real lack of respect for their man. I'm speaking on a consistent basis. Everybody has a bad day or two here or there. The point is, let's make life better for each other. And the attitude and how we approach the day, the type of energy we put into it, is a big part of that. It's the same if a man is bringing his bad day home and he's dealing with a lot of things at work and he's bringing home negative energy. Not just talking about it, trying to communicate what's going on, but really allowing it to negatively affect how he treats his girl. Of course, that wouldn't be cool, right? Just because a man can deal with it doesn't mean he should.
Something I didn't really anticipate in my life being single is that the more successful you get, the more single kind of hurts. You would think it would be the opposite. I don't know if I want to admit this on camera, but maybe somebody else is feeling like this and maybe they need to hear it. Okay. I am a very independent person. I pride myself on I can do anything alone. You've seen me talk about it on here. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I am arguably the most successful I've ever been personally. I own my own home. I'm in my dream show in Las Vegas, about to start a top secret new project that is the first of its kind. Been doing commercials left and right. My social media is starting to kind of take off. I'm more financially secure than I've been in many years, all doing things that I built myself. But at the end of the day, I come home to my house that I bought myself. And I have nobody to talk to about any of this. I have tons of friends and lots of you in my DMs, but at the end of the day, I am still home by myself.
Masculine and all that, I don't need a man for nothing. That's being masculine.
Why do you think a lot of women today are saying I don't need a man? And promoting, hey, leave these dudes alone, you don't need a man getting for his coins, blah, 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 blah. Why do you think that's more of a trend today?
Why do I think that they're masculine?
Why do you think there's more of a movement of, hey, I don't need a man?
I think a lot of women that say that I don't need a man because they can't get a man and keep a man. Any woman that says I don't need a man, it's not that you don't need a man. It's just because you haven't found a man that you can keep. So if you say, if you're the type that's going around, I don't need a man, it's because you can't find a man that's going to keep you. Because if a man came around and gave you that energy, you wouldn't be like, I wouldn't need a man. You got to keep that man. That's if he wanted to be kept, but you just can't keep a man. And that's just the harsh reality. Because at the end of the day, you're only saying that because you know you can't get a man. So to try and take up for that and make you look like you're the reason why you don't have a man, you say you don't need a man. But if you had that opportunity, you would have a man.
Yeah, buddy. She broke that thing down. Exactly. I've never seen so many women brag that they don't need a man and then turn around and say there are no good men left. Basically, that's like bragging about the job or business deal that you don't want after showing up to the meeting. Trying to attract bees with salt and vinegar when you know honey is what gets them hooked.
Y'all wanted to be independent. Y'all lied. Y'all gave me some false-ass narrative like it was fun to be independent. I want a man. I don't want to do it by myself no more. When you say don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't want to be out here no more. I want to shut the fuck up and listen to what you got to say. That's what I want to do.
See, this right here sounds like she's just tired of doing it herself. These are the type of women that are definitely going to be chameleons. And they're doing that to achieve a softer life. Like she said, she needs some help. Some women might be getting more clarity as a realization of a man's inherent value. But to me, it seems like it's just a last resort. Unfortunately, ladies, it don't work like that. And many of these type of women will need a good amount of internal work to make themselves suitable for men long term. You're either a team player or you're not. Not saying you can't improve or have a change of heart and all that, but I find many of these women, they despise playing a helpmate role. And really, what they'll do is fall right back into that stance once they get what they want. Not really caring what the men want. The thing is, what they gotta realize is they still gotta do the work to take inventory on how to be a wife, how to be an asset to a man who will be a provider for you, especially if you're looking for monogamy.
A tweet the other day that said black women are tired of working, and I felt that in my spirit. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about it for a little bit. So just to give you a little bit of background about me, I have 4 college degrees, 4, including a doctoral degree, which less than 2% of people in the entire world have. And I was raised, I'm in my 40s, and I'm part of that generation of women that were raised to be strong and independent. Somewhere along the way, the strong, independent, and the don't need no man part was added in. Now that's not me. That's not my testimony. I'm a Southern girl. I'm born and raised in the South, so I've never been one of those I don't need no man girls because, you know, family and children were always important to me. However, I digress. My generation, many women in my age range were raised to be strong, independent, professional, highly educated women. And most of my circle is. Most of my circle, you know, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're educators. They have many degrees. They're doing quite well in life. And still, a lot of us have this in common right now. At this point in my life, 4 degrees later, professional, educated, I can say with all clarity and with all, I don't even know how to get this out of my heart right now, but let me just say this. I don't want to work anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I am completely over it. Let me tell you what I want to do. I want to wake up in the morning. I want to make myself an espresso. I want to get dressed and go to yoga. Maybe do a little shopping afterwards. Definitely have brunch. Come home, cook, clean, you know, take care of my family, take care of my man. Tomorrow, rinse and repeat. Insert Pilates instead of yoga, because I have to switch it up. Throw some volunteering in there. Of course, traveling, being a lady who lunches, a lady who shops whenever she feels like it. That's the life that I want. That is the life that I want for myself. I was raised to think completely differently. However, I've made it to the point where a life of leisure is the life that I want to live. And I know I'm not by myself. I've had this conversation with other women who are raised like me, just as educated, and a lot of us feel the same way. It's a very interesting phenomenon, but here we are.
At what age did you wake up and realize that you no longer wanted to be a strong, Black, independent woman? And this can apply to white women and men as well, because I've definitely heard this term coined by a lot of people. But for me, it was about 6 months ago. I legit woke up, realized that I've slayed all of my goals. I have my career, I have my house, I have the car, I have everything else, and I don't want it anymore. If you can't relate to what I'm saying, then you can't relate to what I'm saying. But for me, at 32, and a couple more months left till I'm 33, I realized that my priorities are changing. And now I want to be a housewife. I want to raise children. I don't want responsibilities. I don't want to have a mortgage. Actually, I do want a mortgage, but I don't want it to be in my name. I honestly want to relinquish responsibility to an able-bodied man. Keyword, able-bodied man. And this is such a new thing for me, and this is Epiphany, and this is something that I've been struggling with, that I would get to the point in my life where I no longer identified as a strong Black independent woman. And it's crazy because I remember growing up, or in my 20s, I would hear of women who would go out, they would seek these fabulous careers, attorneys, doctors, lawyers, whatever it is, whatever they wanted. And then all of a sudden, they would get married and they would give it all up. And I used to think, what the actual... Who does all this to give it up to be a stay-at-home mother? And then I turned 32 and a half, and I realized it is I. I am that woman. I yearn to be a stay-at-home mom. I no longer want to take on all the responsibilities. I want to delegate it to a man. I want to live a soft life. And a small part of me feels like I've worked for that. I've proven to myself, I feel like I've proven to my parents, I've proven to the world that I can do it. And now that that has been proven, I no longer want it. And at 32, I think men have reached their peak of whatever it is that they do, and they've caught up. And I think that I'm finally comfortable with letting them take the lead. I just need a applicant.
See, just like many of these girls, they're just tired of working, ultimately wanting a soft life. And this is the deeper issue. Why do all that independent woman push to get a master's degree and all of that if you're not going to truly utilize it? So you spend all your time trying to master something that you don't really want to use? The even deeper issue, though, is why gaining more knowledge and social economical power makes you lose respect for men. Even if you happen to be a breadwinner or a high earner, why is it that all the difficult adjustments revolve around your respect for men? Let me know what y'all think in the comments.